All right, we're live. We're live here at NASA, at the NASA Wallops Flight Center. Welcome, guys. We're here to watch the, not this thing, this is an old rocket ship. This is one of the first, they used this to test the abort system back in the earlier days before we really got stuff out there. I'm here at NASA at the Wallops Flight Center, or flight facility, I should say. This is where they launch the Antares rocket. They send it out to resupply the space shuttle. I apologize if it's a bit windy, but we are here in this big old marshy plain. Way out there is the launch site. That's where they're gonna fly it out into space tomorrow. It's an Antares rocket. It has, hey guys, hey, welcome, welcome everybody. They're resupplying the space station with a crap ton of resupplies and experiments. And some of my favorite experiments, I'll tell you right now, they're sending up a thing called the Cold Atom Laboratory, CAL. And what that thing is doing, it's slowing down atoms so much. They're cooling it down so much that instead of acting like particles, they act like atoms. Not atoms, they are atoms. Instead of acting like particles, they act like waves. And scientists want to see if they can, in space, with the weightlessness, if they can study how it interacts after you've cooled it down by a whole bunch. And hey everybody. I see a whole bunch of people joining in now. Thanks for the comments. I'm trying to read them as much as they're coming in. Where's my orca? Well, I got it downgraded to this thing here. This little guy. No, I didn't come on this. Came on a bus. Like I was saying, they're testing out how to get atoms to near 0 Kelvin, which is crazy. And what's even crazier is how they're doing it. They're basically getting lasers. And they're shooting lasers at atoms. Well, they'll do this in space. And with lasers, they're going to cool down atoms to near Kelvin, which is kind of weird because, you know, if you think about using lasers, it's, you know, a bunch of like, oh my gosh, you know, laser beams, all heat and stuff. Well, it turns out the only way to get stuff that almost near Kelvin is if you slow down atoms. So imagine you have a bowl of water and it's a bit, you know, it's a bit warm, and you got a glass of somebody says narration 100%. All right, thanks. Shooting lasers at atom space, yeah. And you got a solid, you know, atoms aren't moving so much, but it's still moving around a bit. How to slow them down even more? The only thing that's going to slow them down is photons. So if an atom's going this way, oh look at me, I'm going this way, and a photon's going over here, oh I'm going to slow it down. You hit it with a laser beam, it slows it down. And then if you use enough of these laser beams in different directions and whatnot, it slows down a whole cloud of atoms into what's called a Bose-Einstein BEC. Look it up on Google. It's a thing. But anyways, no one's been able to really see this cloud act like a wave for very long. Because on Earth, the problem with it is that there's gravity. You know, like, oh my God, gravity. And but in International Space Station, you're dealing with microgravity. So you can watch the condensate. That's what it's called. The condensate. Yeah, there you go. Thanks, Davy Jones. You can watch this condensate for a lot longer period of time. And the reason they want to do this is to study things that on a quantum level. Because atoms by themselves, you can study atoms to a certain point. But after a while, it's kind of hard to understand what they're doing. Sorry if there's lots of wind. And also, sorry if I'm out of breath in talking, because it's just been a whirlwind day. We got to see the rocket itself at the launch pad. Oh, thanks for the hat, yeah. I got photos, they're all on Twitter right now. And we got to see the rocket at the launch pad. It was just overwhelming. I couldn't believe, like, we're like right there, not this close to it, but pretty close. And then after that, they took us to the integration facility where they put the rocket together. This is an Antares rocket. It's a 2-stage rocket. So it goes up with some rocket fuel, some liquid fuel, and then once it gets to a certain height, it separates, and then a solid rocket booster takes off, and then the fairing comes off, and then you got the Cygnus cargo supply vessel, and then after a couple of days, that links up with the space station, and they bring it in, and they get, I think it's like 7,000 pounds of stuff. Like, imagine having to like unload 7,000 pounds of stuff into your new house, which is no bigger than an apartment. I mean, imagine like you're packing up. I don't think the last time I moved to a different apartment that I had 7,000 pounds of stuff. But yeah, and 2,000 of it is just for the astronauts, for eating and clothes and water and all that kind of stuff. And then the rest of it is experiments. They got new modules that are gonna be put into bays. I think the European Space Agency is setting up a really cool module for inside of the space station, so that way universities and other researchers can basically spend some science time on board the space station, and they have like little lockers for them, for the little experiments to live in. And it's the first time that's been done. The sun's coming out. And then, like I said, the cold atom laboratory, which I didn't describe very well at all. But basically, they want to try to study atoms on a quantum level, but make like a super atom. So you get a whole bunch of atoms, get them really cold, and they act like one giant atom. And you can study it on the quantum level. I got links in the description. Hopefully they're in there in the description. But it's really cool stuff out here. Right now there's a press conference going on. I spent too much time in the gift shop, as you can tell, and I got locked out. So much for that. But it's a good thing, because otherwise I wouldn't have time to live stream with you guys. I wanted to live stream with you guys at the place, at the launch site itself. Where is my finger? But we only had about, I think, 20 minutes there, and it was 15 of those minutes. Everybody was just going like, "What? We're here? That's crazy!" And so I couldn't. I didn't want to end it short. Hey Zach, how you doing? Hey Quantum Jump, how you guys doing? If I missed anybody's hellos, I'm sorry. It's really exhilarating being out here. I got a really nice chance to come out here. I got invited by NASA Social, to come share with you guys my experience of this place, which is basically just breathtaking. Also, I don't know if you can guys see behind me. That's an array of like communicate. Those things are talking to space right now. Like, I get shot as loud as I want, but space can't hear me. But those guys over there, man, it's just nuts. There's one over here. Let's see if you can see it. Yeah, it's over there. That big one. There's a giant wheel underneath it. It's crazy. It looks like one of those things they use in the Battle of Hoth to shoot at the Star Destroyers, the ion cannons. It's nuts. And this thing over here is, I think, correct me if I'm wrong, I think this is the, I think it's called Little John, or Little Joe, or Big Joe, one of the two. Anyways, it helped NASA during its first manned test flights. So this is the ejection seat here, or ejection thing. Little Joe. James knows the deal. And James, correct me if I'm wrong, but this helped test out early ejection systems and the first manned space flight modules and rocketry. So, and it's just like here. And that's a weird thing about this facility, is that it's out in like the middle of nowhere, and there's like this swampland. There's like cranes and swamp animals. I don't know. That's my stuff over there. That's called a launch escape system. There you go. Commander DK knows. You should be out here next time. Next time NASA should invite you instead of my sorry butt. But yeah, everything's just out here. They got rockets all over the place. I take you around, but it's kind of windy. They got sounding rockets. They have other like trying to see if you can see over here at the facility. That's the facility. That's where I'm supposed to be. This is a press conference going on, but I got locked out. You can kind of see a rocket over there. On the Twitter, you'll see me with a bunch of other people. There's another there's a Twitch streamer here called Pumpkinberry. Her reaction to everything is gold. You got go to Twitch like today. Go to Pumpkinberry. Watch your stuff. Like that, how she reacts is how all of us felt inside, but we're like too like reserved to show it. Yeah, I did a lot of research last night to help tell you guys about all the experiments, and I've forgotten everything. It's just like a college all over again. Good now, no more wind. Oh, I was about to go back to get my notes. Hold on, let's go back to get my notes. Sorry if it's all crap right now, but I got like 20 minutes, not 20 minutes, I got like 40 minutes before we all have to go to lunch. Okay, here's my notes. All right, here we go. I'll tell you all about the lunch. All right, let me go back to over there because Davy Jones telling me that not so much with the wind. All right, going on this pad over here. I don't know what I'm standing on. I'm not sure if I'm allowed to, but I'm standing on it. I'm sure somebody will yell at me. All right, yeah, let's see here. They're setting up all kinds of experiments. There's another experiment called HoloStar? HoloCon? HoloSat. Let's see. No, that's notes to the next space tourism video, which is coming out. We just finished filming all of like the primary photography for the next space tourism video. I thought about, let me know guys, do you want to see me edit it like live, or is that too much spoiler stuff? Because I want to do more live streaming, but am I going to stick around for SpaceX launch on Monday? No, but this summer in August, he's basically my brother. He works at SpaceX. We might do a thing. I'm not sure. It depends if he gets allowed to talk to me on the internet. Okay, what is it? HaloSat or HoloSat. I'm not sure. One of the two. Sorry if it's windy again, guys. Let me see. Is this any better? No, that's probably worse. That's probably worse for everybody. Anyways, HoloSat. I don't know if you guys know, but about a third. Oh shit. There we go. Is that better? All right. About a third of the matter in the galaxy. No one can find it. It's like, where is it? Where's all the matter? What's the matter with the matter? People, they think that it's in a halo around the galaxy. They don't know if it surrounds the galaxy like a disk around it, or if it's like all around. So they're gonna send out this CubeSat. It's really small, super tiny. And hey Tom, and they're gonna send it out, and it's gonna measure X-rays coming from the edges of the galaxy. And they got certain ways to make sure like there's no interference coming from Earth's radiation of oxygen and anything coming from the solar system. They got ways to filter out those false inputs. And they're gonna try to measure if those baryons, that they call them, are coming, how much of it are outside of the galaxy, and like it's this halo thing. And what's amazing about it is it's just this tiny little thing. It's about the size of a shoebox. I'm not even kidding. I'd show you right now, but it's over where the press conference is, and I'd have to go on stage and interrupt. But I'll do that later. I'll put a picture on Twitter to show you it. They got a model of it. It's like a 3D printed. When does it launch? That one launched back in the 50s or 60s, but the real one, that one's gonna launch tomorrow at 4:50, I believe, a.m. So good luck staying up for that. My trick though to stay up late is I just play Overwatch, and I play around, play Overwatch, and then I stay awake for as long as I need to. I don't know. It's like coffee. Like coffee for me makes me go to bed. So if I play Overwatch, I'm fine. You know, I'm a Fairmain, just fly around. You know, just shoot people. I'm English, so I won't be too much trouble for me. Okay, great. Links in the description. Because my vantage point is going to be garbage. Trust me on that. So, especially with my camera and everybody else's cameras out there, do go to the description. Do check out the video feeds from NASA itself for the launch. It's going to be beautiful. It's going to be right in the morning, right at like as light is coming out. And nighttime launches are beautiful, but like these dusk or dawn launches are even better because you got a mixture of both worlds, and it's going to look really nice. And it's going to take off, and you'll see a bunch of white gas and stuff. That's the coolant, I think. And it's condensing. It's doing condensation with the air, and it's cooling the air, and you can see all this white gas, and it's not gas, it's just water. But as the it's to keep the because the fuel has to be like super cool and all that kind of stuff. So in order to keep that cool, it's getting warm inside the rocket. So they have to keep pouring more stuff into it. And I'm probably talking out of my butt, saying things that are wrong. But that's what all that is. It's normal. If you see a bunch of like gas coming out from the bottom, you know, it's what. Make sure you get a GoPro set up or something. Yeah, they're all on top of it. Like, trust me, there's people out here who are way better at that than I am, and they're going to do it. What we do have, though, a good friend of mine of the channels from Goddard, he's setting up a sound array, and he's going to record it like this really crazy high definition recording of the launch. So, and we're going to sync that up with the high definition video. And so that way people can experience, I think it's called infrasound or something like that. He's not here. I think he's inside. He could tell you all about it. It sounds amazing what he's going to do. And so we're going to link those two together. We're going to get the footage that looks nice and matched up with the audio that's going to be coming in from his stuff. And it's going to be phenomenal. Because a lot of times you'll see like amazing GoPro stuff. Is that what smart? He might have been doing that. Yeah, James. It sounds like, I think I saw something like that he was doing. But what my buddy is talking about, it seemed a little bit different. I'm not sure in what ways. If he was here, he could tell you, but he's not, because he didn't spend all his time in the gift shop, and he's where he's supposed to be. In any case, we're gonna put that together and a whole wrap up of what we saw here, explaining, you know, the Antares rocket, how it's made. We got to go to the integration room and see how all the rocket stuff is being put together. Like with a walk on the floor where it's being put together. It's crazy. I got photos of it on our Twitter. Twitter's in the link in the description. Be sure to follow us there. And by the way, we're big science people, so like we're always doing a bunch of crap on science. So if you like science, follow us on Twitter, because that's all we do. Also on the side, I'm a JPL NASA solar ambassador. Is that right? Solar system ambassador, not solar ambassador. I'm a solar system ambassador for NASA, and that's part of what I'm doing out here, letting you guys know about the amazing stuff that, you know, NASA's doing to basically take us to the stars one day. Because, you know, we all love video games, we love, you know, space and science fiction, but there's a lot of stuff that's going on today that's like science fiction. It's just crazy. Like the new, let me get this way because the sound. The new space telescopes that they're sending out, like TESS. TESS is nuts. You guys gotta look up TESS. TESS is monitoring the entire sky, namely 200,000 stars at the same time. It has 4 wide field cameras, and it's taking a survey of 85% of the entire sky and monitoring about 200,000 stars. And the scope of this mission is just it's hard to believe, but they're going to look at every single star and try to see what kind of exoplanets are out there. And it's something that's good. It's ongoing. Like you can see the results in basically real time. They're doing a calibration test, and they just released their first shot of 200,000 stars, and it's beautiful. It's amazing. I can't wait for researchers to start, you know, going through all the data, and also amateur astronomers and whatnot, getting all the images and processing it and showing us things that are more detailed than they look like on the surface. Because a lot of times stuff from NASA, stuff from Hubble, stuff from Kepler and all those stuff, the raw data coming in, or Cassini, it looks kind of like, oh, what is this? It's not so much, I don't like it. But you gotta wait for people, the researchers and the the processors to like do their magic, because that's what it's there for. It's all, I think they're using EVE Online players to go to the, I don't know, James, I believe you. I don't think you're even kidding. Yeah, I think they're using a lot of people to go through all this stuff. You yourself, they're putting a lot of this stuff so you yourself can go through and try to find exoplanets yourself. I think they have some tools for you to help you figure out how to do it. I'm gonna do it. It sounds like lots of fun. I remember as a kid, my dad and I think we signed up for that SETI thing where like the you had the wallpaper, not the wallpaper, the screensaver, and you could watch what's it called, SETI data decompile on your computer. Did I meet any space wizards? Yes, I did. I met some space wizards. I think I'm gonna meet an astronaut later today. I'll tell you how that goes. But yeah, there's some people out here that do basically wizardry. I know it's science, but like the stuff that they do, it's like it's wizardry. It's magic, and that's the cool thing about all this. It's magic that can be explained, you know, and like I was saying earlier, with the thing that blew me away, and I couldn't really describe it very well, but the cold atom laboratory, the whole thing about cooling down atoms to near 0 Kelvin using lasers, it's just nuts. It's crazy. You'll be able to make, you know, supercomputers, quantum computers with this sort of research. What is it? It's atomic clocks, so that way our satellites can sync up with the Earth. Because you know, satellites they move like really fast up there in the space. And how my planet stream? I don't know, what time is it, guys? Because I don't want to miss lunch, but I think I'm gonna stream for maybe another 20 minutes, or as long as my arm can hold up my my telephone. But yeah, in any case, yeah, satellites move really fast. Their clocks, I think, what is it, they go slower, they go faster? Dave Jones, do you know? Do you know? In any case, the time moves differently in space than it does on Earth. So they need to use atomic clocks, so that way the things sync up. Otherwise, our GPS just wouldn't work. Slower, the faster they go slower. Okay, see, everybody knows. I don't even know why I'm telling you guys. You guys know this already, right? But I'm learning it. I'm learning it for the first time, and it's super fun. Another thing that they're doing is, let's see. They're going over genetic sequencing of microorganisms. I think it's called the BEST experiment. Biomolecule extraction and sequencing technology. What? What is that? But anyways, they want to see, there's some unknown microbes on the space station, and they want to figure out what they are. Basically, they just don't have filters to know what they are. They'll know what they are. This is not this brand new stuff. Has they made a death ray yet? Yes, they've made a death ray, but we'll go over that later. There's unknown microbes, like I said, not detected with current culture-based sampling. And also they want to see how microbes are responding to space flight. They're differently genetically. Yeah, genetically they're acting differently. Microbes are, and they're studying like stuff like RNA and how weightlessness is changing the way it replicates. Hey, Great Test, how you doing? Is it powered by kittens? Yes, it is part. They have a whole. No, I can't joke like that. I was gonna say something dumb, but yeah, they got that going on, and I can't believe that the payload on this thing is enormous. Like I said, it's 7,000 pounds on the Cygnus craft going to the space station. What I'm really more curious about, and I want to ask the astronaut later on today about, is how do they unpack all that stuff? I mean, it's like, what is it, like 6 people up there at most? Who knows? You know, I don't, geez Louise, I have to ask, my friend asked me to help him move across town, and like he had like 2 things because he had a studio apartment. Forget about it, I ain't moving your chairs. Although, if he was moving to space, you know, it doesn't really require that much strength, does it? You know, it's like, all right, let's float on by this cool thing, right? So I guess that part is kind of cool, but you know, they'll manage. You're in space, not so bad. I know, right? If like you had to do a moving job, if it's in space, then that's pretty cool. If you guys have any questions right now, feel free to ask. I want to make sure I can, you know, no questions about death rays, because I'm not allowed to joke about that. Let's see. All right. Yes. So the Cygnus craft will arrive at the space station on Thursday. The thing's taking off today. It's going to get there on Thursday, May 24th. capture is at 3:45 a.m. And then it'll be there till July 15th. They're gonna put a bunch of trash into it and send it burning over the Pacific, because why not, right? And then what they do when they do send it out, they're also releasing a bunch of CubeSats. If so, how much mass to account for shift? Yeah, there is. I don't know that, but we're doing a video with NASA about well, not officially yet. Have to get permission and stuff, but we're gonna bring you guys a video on how to fly the International Space Station, because it's in low Earth orbit, so it still runs into atmospheric drag, and especially when solar flares come up, it expands their upper atmosphere, and it slows it down even more. Like the Hubble telescope, it's currently dropping back to Earth, and so there's currently no way to stop the Hubble telescope from falling back to Earth. But we got a video on that coming out real soon. Actually, I have to redo some of the narration. I got some feedback, and they said, hey, why don't you try this other thing? And I said, all right, that's fine, let's do that. And then when that's done, I'll send that out to you right now, but well, soon. But the International Space Station, it drops in altitude, and in order to get back up, you know, they have thrusters on it, which I didn't know, but they have thrusters on it, and they aren't on the bottom of the spaceship. You don't thrust up to like go higher in orbit. What you do is, and if you played Kerbal Space Program, you probably know how this works, but you go faster. You go faster, and when the space station goes faster, it increases the height of the orbit on the other side of the planet, and so then it gets to the other side of the planet, right? Whoa! And then it accelerates again, so that way it increases the orbit on the other side, and that's how they increase their altitude. But also, not only that, there's a small maneuvering box. Not a small maneuvering box, it's actually quite large. It's called the pizza box that the International Space Station maneuvers inside of, because NORAD and whatever, all them monitor how much space debris is out there. And if they say, okay, there's a penny, and it might hit you guys, we don't want, you know, a whole gravity, you know, scenario unfolding. So we're gonna have to move you guys slightly to the left. And this whole area is called a pizza box, because it looks, I guess the area looks like a pizza box. And so we're going to be asking them about that kind of stuff, making a whole video about how does NASA fly, how to fly space station, because it's a spacecraft. It's a spacecraft. You know, it's not just a station where things dock on and dock off or whatever it's called. It actually moves around. It's a dynamic place. And that's something I just recently learned, and it's pretty cool. In any case, yeah. So they're gonna have, after Cygnus, it's gonna take off from the space station on July 15th. Dump a bunch of trash. Dump a bunch of CubeSats out there that are monitoring Earth, and then also that one I told you about, the Halosat. I don't know how to pronounce it. Data, it's one of those things. Halosat. That one's actually gonna go look up at the sky. Oh, thanks, Modded Gamer. You're nice. Will this knowledge help me in Elite Dangerous? Possibly. Possibly. I don't know, man. Maybe. I mean, I suppose you could pretend you're the space station, you know, and you go around Earth and like, oh yeah, I'm in the space station. I'm around Earth. Better increase my thrust forward. Wow, this is fun. No, it's not gonna help you. If you play Kerbal Space Program, probably it'll probably help you there. It might give you an appreciation of not that we actually live in the 3300s, but it might give you an appreciation of what got us there. Like these rockets that take off with with liquid, I almost said liquid magma, liquid fuel, and then solid fuel, and then uses gravity to fly around planets. And here we are using whatever technology we're using to zip around the stars. Might give us some appreciation of how much more we have to go to get to, you know, where we are in game. Hey Austin, nice to meet you. Glad you're here. But yeah, it might not help you, you know, pwn the noobs in game, but it might give you an appreciation of of what might be. Liquid magma, that could be a thing. It could be a thing. I mean, they could refuel in Hawaii and take off. And my son seems to think that's how it works. My son's 5, and yeah, that's what he's better at a fuel scooping than I am. Oftentimes I'll let him fly from system to system, and then I'll let him fuel scoop and stuff, and he won't overheat. I'll overheat. I don't know how he does it. Have you ever thought of playing Frontier First Encounters? It's a game for Elite Dangerous. Yeah, I actually have. I have it on my PC, that one you're talking about, and I played it, but it's just I need to be handheld for certain games, and I played it as much as I could, and I just could not do it. Instead, what I did was I uninstalled it, and then I stepped on my computer several times just to make sure it wasn't in there anymore. And then I got a new one, and I installed X-Wing and TIE Fighter from Good Old Games, and played that and had way more fun. Oh, speaking of which, guys, like I said, I'm going to be editing this video probably live on Twitch in the coming weeks. I'm going to be doing some traveling next week. I'm going to go into another place, and maybe I'll film there. But in any case, I want to show you guys how I edit and stuff, how I put music together and VO and all that stuff. I don't know if that's something you guys want to see, or if that'll make you guys unsub immediately. So I'll do it on Twitch instead. And then also on Twitch, I do some games, and I like talking about science while I play games, when I play with others online. So I'll play Overwatch, and I'll tell them, hey, did you know about Uranus? Did you know how it's the only planet that is sideways? That kind of stuff. If you guys want to see that, from time to time, I'll do that over there. If you guys don't like it, too bad. I'm gonna stream it anyway. But in any case, let's see here. Yeah, okay, here it is. 7,400 pounds of science research. That's crazy. Yeah, so like, let's see here. I'm gonna turn this page over here of my notes. Yeah, it's nuts. I can't believe they're sending that much up there. All right, cool. Oh man, yeah. So today we have a science ambassador coming up. They're going to tell us about science. I don't know what they're going to tell us. Then we're going to talk about HaloSat later on today, and then we're going to meet with astronaut Kay Hire for 30 minutes. And I'm gonna try to ask her all kinds of stuff. Did I eat biscuits today? No, but I did have a what's it called? Pumpkin's inside. She's inside. She's inside, probably watching the news, the broadcast. When do they launch? Tomorrow morning at 4:50, I think. There's a link in the description, and it has a countdown there, and it has everything you need to know about the launch. So head over there if you haven't yet. It's a really nice little interactive thing. You can see all the payload, you get to see all the staging, the different times it's going to be happening, and all that kind of stuff. And then also there's another link in there. Is Sparks with me? No, he's in Austin. I'm over here in Virginia. This is Wallops flight facility. It's actually, fun fact, Wallops is the only actual launch facility that's owned by NASA. All the other ones are rented from the Air Force. This place was donated to NASA, I think actually back before it was NASA, but donated by the Navy. They were doing some missile range testings over here, and they were like, we're done, you know, we had it with missiles, you take over. And so they gave them this place. And so it's actually the only launch facility that NASA actually owns. And so it's pretty cool in that way. The definition of fun is curious. I didn't read what that was about, but I'm sure it's fun. But in any case, yeah. So that's a cool fun fact about this place. Pumpkin Berry, she does play Elite Dangerous, I think from time to time. I'd have to ask her if she wants to play ensemble, you know, together. But we'll see. I don't know. She's really busy, so, and she's lots of fun. And we met a bunch of other folks here. They're hilarious people from all sorts of different backgrounds, all science and and security stuff and all that kind of. It'll be really neat to do videos with all these mathematicians and scientists and walks from all life, and it's gonna be lots of fun to possibly collaborate with these guys and bring you guys some kind of exclusive stuff, because they all are kind of like experts in their fields, but they're also very like hush hush about what they do. But you know, we're all talking about it because we're in buses and we're being carted around, and we all talk about like, oh, what we do, you know, like, oh, I play video games and people watch me sometimes, and then other people are like, well, I make, you know, AI ethics policies, and so I'm like, okay, cool. Can we do a video together? What? Why is that space tourist and other speak and you don't speak? Why don't I speak? Okay, back in the day when we first started, I didn't have a microphone. In fact, I was playing in boot camp on my Mac, which is currently on fire. And then I got a PC, and by that time we had only made I think 3 videos that we're going to do of space tourism. We're going to move on to other stuff. We're going to do laser cops, and we didn't do that till 2 years later. But people liked the character Mars, and so we kept them being silent, and it worked out because it was kind of like people kept calling it. There's a certain thing they called it. I don't know what it is. Sparks knows more about writing than I do. And did I kill a Thargoid yet? No. Oh wait, not myself. But anyway, in any case. So that's why he doesn't speak. But there is a story reason why he doesn't speak. So we wrote it into a story why he doesn't speak. And we keep trying to write it into episodes. And it's so boring. So we just take it out. There's so many side characters that have never been put into the game, into our series. They've been written out. So we got a bunch of those characters. We tried to put them into laser cops. And so you see some of those characters in laser cops. And those characters are supposed to be in space tourism, but they just got written out because we don't like to do too much setup or too much explaining of what's going on. We just want to show you guys funny stuff and interesting stuff, and so that's why we do it that way. We just cut out what takes too long, and we just show you the deal. New space tourism thing is we have 2 episodes in the pipe, and we'll shoot those guys out when they're ready. We still got to do a lot of voice acting for it, because what we do is we have a general sense of what we want, and we go film it, and then later on we write a script of how all this can fit together. And so that's what we're doing there. And it's kind of like what I'm doing here at the flight center here, or the flight facility, is I'm taking a bunch of video with my camera, and well, duh. And then later on, I'm going to put it into a video to show you guys what I got to see and what they explained, and explain better than I can in this this live stream here. Is that a hurricane behind me? It could be. I don't know. I don't think so. Because the launch was supposed to be today, but no, it is not. It's till tomorrow. I got mosquito. Apparently the state bird in Virginia is the mosquito, and they're huge here. So yeah, that's happening. In any case, I gotta go to lunch soon. Do you guys have any questions before I go? I'd love to answer any of them, because I probably answer questions better than I can like explain what's going on. Because like I said, it's been a whirlwind tour the past day and a half, and I've been up since 2 a.m. and I know all this information, but I don't know how to tell you guys without like stumbling over my words. You got great stories, lots of fun to watch. Oh, thanks so much, Trevor. Yeah, we want to do more stuff like this, more location things, if you guys like, because this kind of stuff is pretty fun, and it's pretty unique. Because we basically told NASA Social that, hey, we have a pretty cool group of guys and gals interested in science, and we want to show them, you know, the sci-fi crew, like, hey, what's being done today by NASA that's going to take us to the stars, you know. And there is a lot of stuff out there that's really cool, and we got a lot of stuff. We got a lot of ideas. Here's my notebook full of ideas, and no questions, but your videos are awesome and hype me to play more Elite Dangerous. Oh, thanks, man. Thanks. Oh, holy crap, I could scroll the chat. I had no idea. Yeah. And so we want to do more of this stuff. So look forward to things. Oh, I'm getting texted. They're asking me where I am. Okay, I gotta go, guys. But yeah, I might live stream later. If not, I'll let you know on Twitter. Go to Twitter and you can see what I'm doing, you know, en moment, like at the same time. Yeah, meeting with some stuff, meeting an astronaut later on, and yeah, send me some questions in the comments, and also some questions on Twitter, and I'll respond to you guys as quickly as I can, and and if I definitely don't know the answer, I'll be right next to somebody who does. And so thanks everyone for coming. I'm going to go eat lunch with my new friends and going to see some more cool stuff, and I'll show you more on Twitter, and I'll record stuff for a video later, and also more NASA videos coming out about Hubble, the International Space Station. Oh, and also how to land on the planet Mars. Yeah, there's a really cool thing where I got to know how they choose landing sites, and yeah, more on that later. I gotta go because I think everybody's getting on a bus or something. Okay, guys, have fun. Thanks for watching. I see you guys. Where's the button? There you go. Pushing buttons. Yes, I went to